Welcome back to the News Scans show, where we sit down with our editors and go over a Telegram feed to see what stories are pitched to us. We do this so we're open and transparent, and you can really see the process from a pitch of a story all the way to news. So without further ado, let's find out if we lose it or use it.
Ooh, this is 1 month old. Diana, you can't be pitching 1 month old stories in the News Scan show. That's not how news works. Someone owes you some dark chocolate. So that was a bit of a missed start. Let's go on to New Scientist. Okay, bouncing backpack is easier to carry and generates electricity.
It's by Tommy.
That's by me, because, I love my New Scientist. Which, it's basically, you can see that nice graphic there. It looks a little bit more clunky. What are you going to get, an ad here? Anyway, what do you guys think about this? That's news as far as news is concerned, right? We got to get some tech in here.
You talked about it. I mean, as far as just like us generating our own power, it's better for people kind of being sovereign and be able to move around and have power.
I like that idea because, again, like, we are covering a lot of stories when it comes to environment, and I think even like this kind of like individual electricity bags, that will have an impact on environment.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, Google
so should
took
this
note.
be an environment piece?
I think it should be like it's an overlap of science
Well, it's also
and
the
environment.
tech, right? Discovery as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an overlap.
Let's moving along. So, what do we got here? Border Patrol calls itself a humanitarian organization. A new report says that that's a lie. Oh, this is an Arizona aid group. Let's click on the Intercept. What do they got for us? For more than 2 decades, U.S. Border Patrol has told a story about the role it plays in the Southwest. What do you guys think of this? Has anyone read this story yet? Do I have to go through the whole thing before we make up our mind?
I mean, it's a thing I think we should cover, and maybe we'd have to actually read it. Like, again, Vicky, you've read it as far as at least a ticker. But being on top, especially like Justin Trudeau right now, is private security at the airports, taking you to unknown facilities. So I think, maybe just a ticker headline.
Yeah, ticker headline will be more to it because I think if we just report it or just rewrite it or something like that, it will be a great disservice to the issue. At the same time, we do not have resources to assign this to a person who can research and write a good story on this.
Okay,
All right, ticker headline.
Well, I would like whoever we assign this to, let's have them do like a quick perusal through the story and find out like what the merits are. Blog TO coming at us with some dozens of Toronto businesses plan to reopen next week in defiance of lockdown orders. You know what? That's kind of right up our alley. What are you thinking there?
I have already assigned this story. I think it's a...
it's got a comment here? Okay.
No, that's Vera commented the official organizer, so just make sure, I guess, in the article.
Did you assign that story?
Yeah, it was like this is the duplicate pitch. See, you also pitched it, and you pitched it before her, and it was already assigned by the time she pitched.
Okay, so I think you should write on this card that to make sure that her organizer's comment makes it to the Trello card.
Yeah, she went back and added to it.
So that's already done?
It's all done. So the right to repair movement is poised to explode in 2021. Vice. You know what? I'll kind of go no comment about them, but I guess Motherboard is not that bad with Vice, so I'm diggity down with checking this one out.
Especially with planned obsolescence and this sort of aspect of like our throwaway culture.
Plus, my phone needs repairing, so this one totally speaks to our target audience.
So editorial note.
Don't get me started on my phone.
So what do we want to do with this? Actual rewrite, a short article?
Well, this is an editorial, right? So again, like we can't just rewrite it. And you know what? Let's have someone go through this article and see if there's anyone we could reach out to. There might be some groups or whatever that we could get a quick article from it. Okay, so Fortune 500 firms with strong growth profiles are more prone to cooking the books than smaller struggling companies, according to a recent study led by Washington State University.
Case in point, credit crisis.
Well, yeah, I mean they could afford
Nice.
they could afford the top, not just cooking the books. They get book chefs, like Michelin chefs.
Window dressing.
Yeah.
Like it will be great to have this story and have someone talk about how investment banks were able to have this thing, and then Enron.
No, what's actually trending right now is the Robinhood and how they're coming out being like, oh, they're allowing big hedge fund companies to do all these buy this stock. I think this company's doing well, but as soon as people did it on Reddit, they're like, you can't do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, did we do any of those ones earlier this week? The Robinhood.
I think we did GameStop.
Yeah, we did GameStop, right? But I mean, it's still a developing story. We should probably circle back to that one maybe tomorrow. But for this story here, we want to see how Anastasia can handle something like this.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
So a short article?
And do write in editor's note that, she can also point out to credits how the credit crisis started in 2008.
Really take a moment right now to get these notes in here, and we'll have a short commercial break from our sponsors, and when we come back into the scan of things.
For now, I'm going to tell you about a brand new segment. It's our global environment. Wherever you are around the world, I'd love for you to send in your videos. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you are anywhere outdoors enjoying your environment. And don't forget that hashtag, it's environment.
Welcome back to the New Scan Show. We're going to carry on with our editors here on N24, where all your stories and stuff that get pitched to us through your social channels come onto this Telegram feed, and our editors go through it.
I think Dee needs a Dee's feed too, and she should be doing one of her things, because all of her stories are top notch.
I love her stories, even heartwarming stories she pitches.
Yeah, anyway, this one I don't think is going to fall into that category, just from the conflict that I see in the picture, but let's see what it says. American doctor and his team are brutally beaten by police as they help victims of vicious clashes at Indian farmers' protest. Okay, this again looks like a story, like it's from the Daily Mail, it's vetted already, and we should...
How about if we have the video, we can use it in a collective, because I think the videos from this farmers' protest, if we it will be better if we at least show.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a bunch of videos and images here. I don't know if we're...
As long as we source it and we're using a short percentage, we're allowed to use it in news.
Okay.
So...
I think this would be great for Inner Collective this week.
Yeah.
For the farmer stuff, it's so quick and there's so many people covering it. As long as we find the people we want, that cover it in this balanced
Even
way.
if we are constantly, adding their videos to Inner Collective, it's a good thing to do.
Okay, cool. So we got another one by Dee. I think this maybe wraps up her contributions, but it says, Gemini gets lucky and takes a deep dive into Jupiter's clouds. I don't even know what that means. Oh, is this one of those space
yeah, it's
probe
a space
things?
one.
Okay.
Whoa, cool images. This is your...
But it is May 7, 2020. You see?
Ooh, May. Oh.
May
Dark shot. You better pick out your... I'm going to actually put a comment in here.
Yeah, she's already got dark chocolate coming from, so get that orange flavored stuff. She'd like that one too, right?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, so, although I feel
that... a Trello card for dark chocolate?
Yeah, I think Dee's, she's pitched so much, I don't want to rake over the coals for this one, but, at the same time...
I think like a Hershey's Kiss.
A rule is a rule. Okay, Anastasia, her first contribution I've seen. McLean's is numbers are in. Canada's COVID fighting efforts are among the world's worst. There we go. Okay, I don't even need to read this. What's the comment here? Did you already assign it, or is this from her?
No, these are the pictures that I have not gone through.
This is an opinion piece, though, not a reported story. Okay, thank you, Shareya.
What do we do with opinion pieces?
That's what I'm saying.
The thing about it is there is reports in it. As much as the piece itself is an opinion piece, it's using facts within the story.
So there is this way of reporting where we say that this publication or news agency is of opinion that this is happening, right? That's the way. But I personally, I don't think...
We're not there yet.
we are not at the stage where we can contribute our resources because there are a lot of stories that we are not even able to cover it.
So is this one
Proud Boy added to Canada's list of terrorist groups. So this was similar to the article that was written by Now Magazine that I posted in our editorial guide, pointing out that it's kind of it's designed to create more conflict, like at least in the Now Magazine one, where they're like far right groups and conspiracy theorists, like this type of stuff. So it's working on polarizing, right?
Linking it all together. So
Yeah.
all I gotta say is one word, and it or discredits and like dismissive, as Dave Chappelle really puts to conspiracy theorists.
Like the one thing too is like I don't know what these Proud Boys are about. I know that like they're famous because Donald Trump said stand back and stand by or something like this.
I'm not sure either. I think they're more of like the bear arms aspect, and they're just like pro kind of constitution groups. I'm not sure where in that the Proud Boys are.
Yeah.
So the thing is, they are extreme right. So of course,
I think they're more constitutionalist than right left. They're just like, hey, like this is our guns, these are our rights, and they kind of go after people. I'm not even sure because like I haven't had time to really go in. It's more from
like so on there. If you see on Wikipedia, they are saying that
great source.
yeah.
We're gonna let a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with more news scans.
Functional Mind and Body is a family-owned fitness clinic that takes a divergent approach to wellness and exercise.
The two things that people never like to do on their own are fitness or taking care of their brain. They're the two most vital things that we have to continue to enjoy our lives. But we those tend to be the hardest to get yourself into a routine to do regularly.
It's the small things that the brain games help them remember that really matter to them.
As we get older, either you're doing things to challenge your brain so that you can stay at a linear level, or if you're not doing anything, you will naturally decline.
And the clients definitely voiced to me that they notice the difference when, say, if they miss a session or they miss a week, they notice the decline as well. So
language, there's visual spatial orientation, so that's you being able to have direction, knowing your east and your west, and being able to do things like mazes.
All right.
Welcome back to the News Scan show at N24. Thanks for sticking with us. You're going to be happy you did because we got two more juicy morsels for you. Okay, what do we got going on here? This looks like an email that you got from Health Canada.
And what's really nice is I got this email coming into the news scan. So I actually took a screenshot of my phone. It's kind of on my PCR test and showing that we have zero transparency. We don't show the CT levels or how much we amplify our tests, so we don't actually even know if a positive test we should even care about. So the amplification of the test, so we can only amplify so much before a test is useless, and that's around 30. And this one here, which I couldn't find on Ontario, but this is actually Health Canada saying that they say 40 to 45 amplification, which for many experts and stuff, the test, a positive is useless. We need to lower the amplification levels. And really also a PCR test is only to tell you to look further. So a positive is not a positive case of coronavirus. It just means you should go look into it.
So what you're saying is, according to your research and this email right here, that there are a lot of false positives with the coronavirus tests?
When you go over...
Ay, Chihuahua! Okay, sorry. Let's keep going.
Can I put that in the editorial note?
That's big time, yo.
Okay.
Oh my god, what was that? This week we did publish a detailed story on PCR test, and I think this email is in response to that because Scott has been trying to connect with Ontario Health, Public Health Ontario. So yes, we are trying to dig deep, what is the cutoff level where we can safely say that the integrity of the PCR test is indeed there, because this is extremely important given how these numbers are used for shutdowns and emergency provisions.
Okay, caught red-handed! Exclamation point. Exclusive vid of getaway at Toronto Mayor John Tory's Florida house this weekend. Oh, he's got a $10 million Florida mansion.
I didn't realize how rich he was.
how do I guess
He's got a couple. He's got like, apparently Rebel News. There's like 3 of them.
3 of them, eh? I guess I'm.
I thought he was
I'm in the wrong business.
I thought he was a radio anchor host for a while, but like I'm not sure.
Must be
Anyways,
some good investment strategies. That,
I think Pen, you have a comment on this.
Yes, because I went through the story briefly, and it says that there is a drone footage of it of a house. Now I'm not sure how much over here is sensationalized and how much is truth. So I have asked Natalia, our reporter, to dig deep into it and just see like if the claims that are made in the story are indeed true. And it's something to look into, because given how recently politicians have been flaunting lockdown rules, and it does in Manitoba. I think Manitoba recently also said that these rules do not apply to the government.
I mean, basically all they're claiming is there were a lot of people at his house, right?
Yeah.
So they're not really saying that he was down there.
Also about they were having a regular life, when we are in the shutdown.
Even if he's selling it out to Airbnbs or whatever it might be, we don't know. Okay, another one from Anastasia. This one says Ontario poised more school reopenings, but Premier says it may come in phases.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Just today we did a story where it's about an open letter by 100 doctors who are asking the Ontario officials to open up schools. And I think, yes, it can be an update to this. And in that editorial note, I did ask the reporter to also connect all the dots and bring more context to it, that how shutdowns of schools and other essential, other services, even I think gym is an essential, but again they are closed, and how it is impacting a common person's life. So I'm thinking it's already, that our article is already in the pipeline, and maybe she can add to it.
Oh, so you want this one added to
the one that is already in the pipeline? It's already assigned.
And now that's another episode of our News Scan show, where our editors went through everything on a Telegram feed. If you want to see it, go to News Scan or search the News Scan on Telegram under In24. And really, you can start getting to know us. You can start to pitch onto there. You can have comments and really help us grow and develop this out together, because there's a lot to cover. We need your help, and we can do it together. So until next time, this is the News Scan Show. Watch us and follow us on all social media. Catch you later.